Hey everyone, Temporal here, and for this session we are reviewing a Silver Diva. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit, and I really do appreciate it. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos, special events we have going on, all that good stuff. Let's see how things are going.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 1. Capture the objective.
So we're running Diva. Hog's our other tank. That makes things a little trickier than normal. With double hit scan and then heavy healing between Anna and Moira. You learned the basketball response today. Okay. Okay. Gotta have your in-spawn hangout shenanigans stuff on point. Okay. So you're pushing from an angle. I like this. You can probably micro-missile this. There's enough. No, you need to turn for that. Oh, well. So you actually did get an earlier cue that she was here. Two things. You heard her right there. You also now are at more than 15 seconds into the match, which means your tab will now show you who's on the other team. So this Sombra shouldn't be a surprise. Adam Nicholas shows up to say Temporal sucks. Okay. Good to have you in the chat, Adam. You just heard that hack from Sombra 2, and you have directional sound in this game, so you can hear that it's this health pack that got hacked. So it's pretty likely, now that she's hacked this health pack, that she's either going to go work on your team over here, or she's going to work on you over here. So you should sort of be pre-ready to turn for her. Like, yes, there's still some element of reflexes when you hear her start trying to hack you in the future, but you should sort of be prepared. And when you're prepared, your reflexes are faster. It's not pure reflex anymore. Like, you've already narrowed the list of things that you have to do. Like, instead of, oh, anything could happen in this next second, you get to a place where it's like, okay, well, these things could happen in the next second. You're pre-prepared, and you just sort of mentally rehearsed for she's going to show up, and I'm going to swivel and shoot her type thing. And maybe it still doesn't happen, but you're much more prepared for it to happen than you would be, which will give you a faster reaction. Because you know there's a Sombra, you heard her hack, and you're ready for her to come after you. You can open up Micro Missile here. That's totally fine. Their shield's not up. You don't really mind. You're sort of in a poke phase where you're not going to hard push these guys yet, so I'd be fine with Micro Missile. If you want to hold it, that's not the end of the world. Kongek says Temporal keeps me interested in Overwatch. Not sure if I should love him or hate him for that. Okay. You should send your therapy bill to him as he has to play him. I love you. Thank you, Kongek. Thank you. No Daily, no James. Don't. How shall I say this? Don't encourage people to do that. So you're getting hacked, and you should swivel. Even if you don't interrupt the hack, you're still gonna want to be on her, doing damage to make her leave so that she gets to farm you for less time. Because the sooner you do enough damage that she gets scared, the sooner she's going to leave, the less EMP she's going to farm off of you. No. You can fight her. I really want her to leave. I don't want to just line of sight her. I want her to leave. Soldier got her for you. Lucky. Oh, a super chat coming in from Adam Nicholas for $1.99 saying, hey everyone, free tomatoes to throw at this nerd. Nice. I expect to see some tomato. There's the tomato spam. What do we got? We've got 7 tomatoes there, guys. There's a bucket of 7 tomatoes to throw at me that Adam's supplying. That's pretty cool of him. I don't really want to do this. Like, you're sort of running from the Sombra rather than fighting her, which I don't love. And now you're going and doing this. And fortunately, Soldier takes care of the Sombra for you, but if she hadn't, I'd have much rather you two had this round on the Sombra, or you fight the Sombra, than you go into these guys who previously weren't paying attention to you, and then end up in this situation where these guys are fighting you, and the Sombra is fighting you. And now you're sort of like, I'm boosting into these guys to do what? Did you see someone that was weak, that was finish-offable? Are you knocking someone in this team out of position into your team to get taken apart by a concave? Like, was that just, ooh, I want boop damage? For what purpose? You're booping them just cuz? And now your positioning is worse. Okay. Fortunately, your hit scanner off-angling pretty hard. Your soldier got the Sombra, your Kree got the Lucio and Junkrats. I don't really know that, like, you do this. I don't want to boost at her, and if I'm going to boost at her, I'm going to boost her around this way and maybe even try to knock her back a little bit. I'm definitely not going to actually hit her with my boop damage, because I don't want her to go away. Like, I want myself and my team to take her out. I want her to have no hope of escaping. But you just sort of helped her get out. Fortunately, you still got her. Okay. Good. Good off-angling. Congax says pizza. Okay. Your idea was to ignore the Sombra and just wait for the hog hook to follow up. Oh, so you were trying to boop someone. You're trying to break their formation so that Hog would have an easier hook. Okay. There's something to that. I don't think your booper really broke their formation because it kind of knocked them all in the same way, including the Reinhardt. You'd have wanted to, like, not knock the Reinhardt if that's what you were going for, or you'd have specifically wanted to knock the Reinhardt. You sort of knocked them all in the same direction. But okay, that plan has a little more merit to it. I feel like positioning on D.Va is hard. You are correct. Totally fine. Probably tuck left. Okay. No, you had the right idea. You're doing this. There's a Rhine shield to shoot at it. Let's start doing damage. You then check here, which is okay, but let's go right back to doing damage. This is too long of a check. Like, that's damage that you've missed on their team. Okay. Cool. And are you going to hold micro here, or are you going to use micro?
Routing power to forward shield.
Don't really need to DM that, but okay. She doesn't do damage at that range. Sure. Well, where are you going to finish? So here you are, and you go, okay, doing this. I get it. You were using boosters and micro to really make sure she got eliminated with the hog hook. I understand. And then you change targets here. That's good. But now I want to think about how or where am I going to finish these boosters so that I have value. And it's a little annoying because your micro missiles are firing right now. So if you steer away from the enemy team, your micro missiles will stop doing damage. I don't care. You could turn over here after Junkrat and sort of be like, hey, maybe I'll beat Junkrat and then I'll have an off angle in. You could go up here, which is actually probably the most attractive version to me of things that you could do. I'm going to threaten them from up here while my team is sort of threatening from this angle, threatening from this angle. Or you could, like I said, go out here. Or you could just harder rejoin your team. All of those are kind of better than, well, I'm just going to be here to make sure I get the extra 100 damage out of micro missiles, maybe. On this D.Va, it's okay. It's not terrible positioning, but now you're here without boosters. I don't love it. It's not really an off angle. Okay. Does he need a DM? Does he? Does he need a DM to help him? Why, yes. Yes, he did.
Time to raise my APM.
So you wanted to know where that was. Like, you hear this high noon? And you DM enemy high noons, you can also DM friendly high noons. That'll put less pressure on him to pull the trigger early. He'll be like, oh no, I don't need to worry about getting eliminated, so I can just, or, at least until the DM is out, so I can keep charging this. So if I see an early one, I'll take it, but I can keep charging this. And let's see, if he'd had a DM, would that have changed anything? Probably. He's probably going, oh, I'm going to pull my trigger here because this D.Va's coming right at me. He can outweight this D.Va's DM potentially. Like, if you look at this, he's got 6 seconds. He didn't take the Junkrat that maybe he could have. And he sees this, and he pulls this. And if you look at how much time he had, we're going to do this one more time.
It's high noon.
4 seconds left. 4 seconds left. He's still got more than 3 seconds left when he pulls the trigger on this. D.Va's not going to have 4 seconds of DM for him, so if you counter her DM with your DM, etc., like, he's got this. He's going to break the mech. Instead, this does basically nothing.
Pardon me.
Definitely missed the high noon. Okay. DVA is hard in general. Positioning is hard. Aiming hard. Need to get headshots to manage matrix. Need to combo. Yeah, she can be challenging. She can be challenging. Leska says, so I took Major's principle for positioning with Widow, cover, line of sight, safety from angles, rotations, and I'm trying to apply it to all my heroes. Widow, Ash, Tracer, that's the secret. They're actually fundamentals. I'm having a hard time using cover on Tracer, so how do I play around cover as Tracer? So the way you play around cover as Tracer is, let's say I'm a Tracer that's fighting for red team right now. I might go in and fight this Ana and try to delete this Ana. But then when I get low on blanks, I've got 0 blanks, I've got 1 blank, at that point, I'm going to play around cover. I'm going to still play outside the enemy team, so I might play here, I might play here, something like this, but I'm going to play around cover, where I can sort of tickle them, not seriously be trying to eliminate this soldier, not seriously be trying to eliminate this Moira, but I can duck behind cover. And I'm doing this when I'm light on blinks from the outside, so I wouldn't be in here. I would not be in here. I'd be out here. I'd be out here. I'd be out here. And I'd sort of tickle, distract, annoy the enemy. Something that they sort of have to respect a little bit. They can't completely ignore, because if they do completely ignore me, I might go in and finish them type thing. But that they can't really ignore completely. But I'm not really hard committing, and I don't have to use blinks because I'm playing around cover. If they do push me, do I probably have a blink to back off? Yeah, I probably do. But that's how you play around cover with Tracer. You're less worried about the cover when you're actually in seriously trying to get an elimination, and you're more interested when you're in sort of that first gear, if you want to call it that, or second gear, whichever direction you want to go, of like, I suppose it would be first gear because you sort of ramp up. When you're in sort of that like, hey, I'm out of blanks or I'm low on blanks, and until I have blanks again, I want to play somewhat safely while still putting some pressure on them. Val wants to see the video as well. Leska probably can't link it in chat here because it probably won't let her because YouTube filters, but Leska could certainly throw that in the Discord. And anyone else who wants to see it in the Discord, you can join my Discord in the description below. And in there, you can see what the community is talking about, what they're trying to get me to review next, all those sorts of things. You can see what my rates are for coaching. Fun stuff in there. Oh yeah, Blah? Why's that? That Lucio disdain. Because I'm interested. They did have a discussion about Pikachu last night in the Discord. It's true. You're gonna self-destruct. No? Okay.
Surrender to my will.
Sure.
Get over here and heal up.
Go take your icon, sure. Gonna boop her off and leave. Little dicey. Okay. You don't really need to DM that. Like, I get where you're going. She's not doing anything special to you. That's just regular left click. You can regular left click her right back. If she's micro missiling, we DM, but we're not going to DM for just regular damage. Not unless we're close to losing our mech. Not regular damage from D.Va anyway. I don't want to force this fight, though. I'm happy to stop them from walking in by being here so that they know that if they walk in, they're going to take damage from me before they do damage to me. Like, I'm happy to do that. But now you're doing the opposite. If you were playing Reinhardt, you'd understand that you're holding and defending a corner like this, and you wouldn't go like this and let them shoot at you. But on D.Va, did you forget how that works? Because the same principle applies. Same principle applies. You can stand here and you'll sort of get a damage lead on them if they try to break the corner onto you. You, instead, tried to break the corner onto them. Why? You're already behind. Why are you trying to break the corner onto them?
Need healing.
Do you also try to blink from cover to cover in general? Sometimes. You're more willing to blink like across an open space than you are behind cover. So if you're going through a dangerous spot, yes, you're more likely to blink across it than you are when you're just trying to get when you're just rotating and you're behind cover, but you can use blinks in the open. It's nice to think about where you blink while you're fighting. Say you're fighting on the point. It's nice to think about, okay, if I blink this way, is it going to give me cover against different portions of the fight? Is it going to get me closer to a target that I want to fight? Like I used this blink to dodge something, but did the blink have the added benefit of giving me cover against some of the fight? Did it have the added benefit of getting me closer to a squishy target that I want to take down more than the diva that I was on? Like you do think about the added benefits of blinks. If you think of your blinks first as dodges, when you're in combat anyway, you're going to do well. But yes, you do start adding to it and making them better and factoring in, well, can I get more than just a dodge out of my blink? Can I also get hiding my reload? Can I also get it's giving me cover against a portion of the fight, or the person who was trying to pay attention to me, or someone who wasn't but I'm afraid is going to, or the Zen who might discord me. Is it going to bring me closer to a different target I want to work on? So it's there, but it's definitely a secondary thing when you're in combat. uh, okay. Chat going full degenerate today? Little bit, little bit. It's probably true, Crunch. Mods. No, please don't talk about that. Chance of temporal reading out Blah's last comment, 0%. Got that one. Got that one. Yeah, well, whatever.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Just leave. Like, literally just leave. As soon as she used Bash,
Need healing.
cool. As soon as the stun is over, you can use boosters, because she doesn't have a way to stop you anymore. Even if she hits you with Whip Shot, it'll knock you around, but it won't cancel your boosters. So you just get to booster back to your team.
I'm gonna have to shoot
You
you
just get to
down.
booster back to your team. You just booster back to your team. Okay? Can we go interact with that? Can we go DM to mess up that Sombra? Sure would have been nice. Like, you see what's going on here? Sombra's pressuring from this direction as your team is pressuring from this direction. Your job as Diva is to solve this kind of problem. To go, oh, you're pressuring my team from an off angle? Let me solve that off angle. That's what you do as Diva. It's amazing. You solve off angles. It's one of the things that generally makes you better at Sigma. Sigma is good at taking an off angle, holding that off angle, etc. Diva can reactively solve an off angle more defensively, which is great. You have boosters, you have DM. And instead, they were able to push your team back more because you didn't solve this. Now, are you going to be okay? Yeah, because your hit scan are just going off this game. But hey.
Team Boosters engaged. I still love you.
Booster at it. No, you don't run away from tires. You booster at tires. Tires have an interesting relationship with Diva, where Diva has 600 health and some of it is armor, so even a max damage tire is only going to do, 595 to her? And that's not going to break her mech. And if the Junkrat doesn't know whether you're full health or not, he doesn't want to use a tire that is potentially not even going to break your mech, let alone eliminate you. Like, it's potentially not even going to break your mech. And if you get close to a tire while shooting at it, you can break a tire really fast with Diva. You can break a tire really fast with her left click as you get close to it. So you put a lot of pressure on it to him to blow up his tire, but he also doesn't want to blow up his tire. And even if he does blow up his tire, you're still going to survive as Baby Diva with your second life there, where you're going to be like, yaha, yaha. I guess she has her little dangly things, like cell phone, whatever, on her weapon there. Like, that's going to happen, and he's not going to like that. That's not going to be an optimal use of tires. So you don't run away from tires, you run towards danger. You run towards the tire as Diva. Now, obviously, there's some exception for if the tire's currently on someone, you might not run at it because you might go, if it's currently close enough to eliminate someone, you don't necessarily want to get your mech lost on top of that person, but in general, go towards tires. But Temporal won't sign up for okay, let's see. If I would only super chat it, but Temporal won't sign up for Patreon, so I can't super chat. He usually disables it. I mean, I don't disable super chat. I have certain things. Some of the standard stuff is disabled both in chat filters and in super chat filters, but yeah, I don't think I can do super chats either, sadly. Okay, guys, I'm on it. I know Patreon. It's a priority. It really is. Thought Sombra was on point, but she wasn't. Figured combo the super but like it's their EMP. It's their EMP. Oh, you didn't know where she was earlier. Okay, got it. Oh, Sombra will teleport around. She's not really to contest. She's not reliably to contest more than once, maybe twice if they're a good Sombra. I don't know quite what you mean by that. But yeah, she's going to teleport out, and that's fine. Junkrat mains after using Tire to beat the enemy support 595 health worth of ult charge, and then it's, tearing up eyes. Not quite crying, but big big just about to cry eyes. Yeah, I understand what you're doing, Sheldon. It's just wrong. No, you usually disable chat on VODs after the video gets posted. They don't have chat anymore. So that's not actually true, Blah. I enable chat, but because of how videos work, it actually takes it more time to go re-add the chat back in. If you watch chat if you watch a video right after it's gone live, the chat won't be there. But if you go watch it like a day or two later, you should see the chat on the side there. It should be. I think it has to do with YouTube sort of linking up the timestamps to each other or something. But I can show you my settings, I suppose. Let's go here. Let's go customization. Can I see it in here? Can't see it in here necessarily. Let's find a video that's over. Live chat replay. Checked. Live chat shows the original messages sent anytime someone watches the video recording of your stream live. Okay. Back to this.
Score 1-0. Ready for battle.
You bet Nimai has a Patreon? I'm not actually sure that's true. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it isn't. Right, I think it actually just takes time to sort of load back in there. It's not there if you watch it immediately. I agree. Hide search history before you show us. Well, I'm very careful with how I bring tabs over, guys. Any thoughts about ISDex's latest upload? Was his latest upload the call between him and Llama? Is that the one you're referring to? Because that one I didn't watch the whole thing. I skipped through and watched a little bit of it, and I just kind of went, meh, this is pointless.
Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Round 2. Capture the objective.
Okay, so you're pushing up here, catch a few of those, fine. You're not really going to be able to push that way as a team because you're, again, double off tank, though they are too. Asterix told you you were the worst player he had ever reviewed back when you were a 700 SR Zenyatta. Ouch. Ouch. Is that an honor? Maybe.
Get here. No. Routing power to forward area.
The objective is
Ouch.
now active.
That's a little unfortunate. You were trying. Kite away, kite away. I'm not sure you wanted to be the one to wake him up.
Healed up.
Taking the objective.
Remac, remac, remac. I know Bunny Blaster seems OP. I know it does, but I promise actual Diva Mech is more powerful. Good. Usually you'd have boosted into that sooner, but that's okay. Okay.
Get through this.
It seems pretty over, but you can stall it. Or you can run and try to preserve Mech.
Build ready. Not ready.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down.
Can Diva ever really duel a Reaper, or is it better to just fly to another continent with your Mach 5 mech? She can, but really what she's looking to do is reinforce someone else's fight. Like, she really is looking to reinforce someone else's fight with Reaper, because someone else will crush Reaper in that situation, and that's what this Diva was doing. The McCree was just so weak that he got scared and stopped contributing. You're looking to reinforce someone else's fight, because otherwise it becomes you're absolutely happy to jump on him and finish him if he doesn't have Wraith. Like, oh, finish him with micro missiles and DM. Absolutely. You're absolutely happy to fight a 2v1 against him, or even a 2v2 against him, where you just don't let him contribute while your DPS or your other person works on him, etc. But really beating just him is challenging. Yeah. Yeah, I got it, Sheldon. The IS6 video was a fascinating exploration of how to view hidden comments on YouTube, well worth an hour of anyone's time. If it explained viewing hidden comments, it would have been better. Like, I guess it's not that hard to, like, there's comments that are held for review, and it takes about 30 seconds to go find those, and I wondered as soon as I saw the drama even start on Reddit if that's what it was something that was held for review that Llama just hadn't looked at. But I don't think there was more to it than that, or that, whatever. I mean, I think they did go there and it wasn't there. I didn't really get into it because I wasn't willing to watch the whole thing. I just jumped around a little bit. But did it actually, like, show how to find hidden comments? Did they come to a decisive, this is how you go see if something has been deleted versus if something is just held for review versus if it's something else? Because I don't think it was in the held for review bucket. Whatever. No, they didn't know. Yeah, so less helpful.
Time to raise my DPS.
It's a little annoying. You're doing the right thing in addressing Reaper as a problem. You're walking across the map like that maybe isn't the best, but you're doing the right thing in addressing Reaper, but you do require that other people actually shoot at him. Snipe the hog. Weave it through there. Thread the needle. Maybe don't stand totally still for this. Good. Good.
I'll show them.
Okay.
I'll show them.
I don't need to boop him. I don't need to boop him. Okay, fine. So you're going to do this, and now you're going to close the angle because your McCree can't see him.
Routing power
Good.
to forward barrier.
So here you are.
Not one.
You're taking your off angle.
Bad guy.
This is sort of okay. No. Why are we boosting? Why are we boosting in? Our team, like if our team was right here, maybe it would make sense to boost in. But I have no idea why you're boosting in. I want your boosters available to get out. Because your team is not currently set for a forward hold. Your team is set for a point hold. So you can't be going, oh, I'm going in unless you see something great to finish off. I don't see something great to finish off. What do you see?
Nerf this.
Self-destruct. This is totally unsupported. You don't, with self-destructs, go, oh, I'm going to self-destruct and I'm going to just catch them and it's going to be great. If you were going to do that, you'd actually try to catch them with a self-destruct here, where their cover options are pretty darn terrible. Like, after they've walked out like this, and you'd be like, self-destruct. And they'd be like, oh, shoot, where do I go? Because their options are bad. That could be a thing. There's a couple maps where you can get people on the way back from spawn like this. This isn't the strongest of them. Probably City Center on Oasis is one of the strongest of them, where you can get people on the way back from spawn. This is way too late for that. And much more often than the punish from spawn, you want your self-destructs to be in a situation where, well, let's look at this. Lucio can use amp speed to run from this. Zarya can use personal bubble. Junkrat can mine himself away. Junkrat can get bubbled. Like, they can use all of the resources that they want, all of the resources that they have to protect themselves from this self-destruct, and there will be no punishment to them for having done so. No punishment for Lucio burning amp here, for Zarya burning both bubbles here, for Junkrat mining himself away. No punishment for that, because your team isn't then immediately able to force the fight with them and run them over and fight them while they're down their cooldowns that they used to answer your ult. Or your team, even better, isn't fighting them while they're burning those cooldowns, those resources to protect themselves from the ult. It's not that hard to answer most ults if you can use all of your resources. It becomes hard to answer ults when you're down resources, when you have to deal with an ult from one direction and most of a team from another direction. But almost everyone, or teams, have ways to protect pretty much everyone from just an ult, even a very good one like self-destruct. Okay. I'm trying to get an early pick. It's cheeky. Right, and I told you how to do that. If you wanted to do that, it was back over here, which you're way too late for. Your team can't support this. There's no reason to believe that this will work, and it's a much bigger investment for you to use your ult than it is for Zarya to go bubble, for Lucio to go speed, and then wait to get speed back before they go back in. Like, that's a much bigger investment, plus there's the risk of you getting eliminated. You guys are having an emotional conversation. James Taylor says, I think the Overwatch coaching community could come. No, that's different. Leska says, I found it pretty interesting in reinforcing my views that people who act like being emotional are bad are in fact quite emotional. I don't quite know what to do with that. I think you're reacting to IOStucks probably took a stance that being emotional is bad, but then you found him emotional. Okay. Um. Hmm. You blame the MBTI test, which is basically a pretentious version of which Harry Potter house are you? Nice, nice. I threw one over a house and it exploded behind the house and there were no enemies there. Ouch. Bombs like this usually work in my rank. Just saying, that's cool, but we're going to make them better. We're going to make them better. Yeah, we got it. Crunch says they might work here, but Temporal teaches you to play well, not play to your rank. We try. We try. Otherwise, when you rank up, right, these don't work, and now you're spending throwing in both a metaphorical and physical sense. Nice. I mean, the guy's like 60. Who? Iostux. Iostux certainly isn't like 60. Do you mean Llama? Who are you referring to there? You lost me. Okay. Pretty sure people asked for shields in this match. I mean, any match that doesn't have Reinhardt, they're asking for shields in. Let's be serious at this level. Oh, I'm 60? Uh, okay, back to this. So a Diva bomb guide could be useful. The problem that you run into with it is the placements of the bombs are only part of it. The timing is every bit as important. Can your team engage? I would rather an averagely placed bomb with good timing than a like, oh, this is the perfect bomb spot. It went exactly where I wanted it to. It surprised the enemies with where it went, etc. When your team isn't ready to follow up on it and punish the opponents if they do use their cooldowns to protect themselves, etc.
Ejecting. That one's for my fam.
Then you lose the mech here because you were over-positioned. Over-positioned. You were pushed in too far to use your previous ult. Yeah. You can break that. That's fine. Chat is weird today.
Game on.
Enemy contact. My ultimate's ready.
Routing power for my shield.
Sure. I don't really want to just fight this Zarya at close range here. Like, you're doing this like this is okay. Like, okay, we're doing this. We have angle control. I like it. I like it. We're pushing in here. Why exactly? Because Moira and Anna are on point? Okay, so now you're going to try to just tank for them. This is going to be rough. You can DM the Reaper. He doesn't have grab, so you can DM the Reaper. You can stop DMing now because it's not doing any good. Not doing any good. We just wasted half our DM there, 40%. Angle yourself back into here. Angle yourself back into here and shoot from the side. You got it. I believe in you.
That one's for my
I don't know who you were trying to finish off with those boosters. Good. Again, angle yourself back in here. You can even let it start to tick a little bit, touch again, let it start to tick a bit, touch again. Like, I want you to have something resembling cover.
Time to raise my APM.
Who were you DMing?
Time to raise my APM.
Excuse me. These are beam heroes, Zarya and Moira. Your DM does not work against them. You can DM the Junkrat, sure. What are we doing? Okay. You do try to scoop those up. When Junkrat gets eliminated, you do try to scoop up his... This. When he gets eliminated, he drops those, and it's generally worth the tick to scoop them up. Even when you're nanoed.
I'm on fire.
Okay. So now we're just going to threaten from over here. They flipped the point. That sucks, but now we're just going to threaten from over here. Look at this easy win. We walk our way back. We threaten Moira. Easy peasy while they're doing this. Easy peasy. Sure, but Moira... There you go, Moira. Finish her. You can't DM that.
I'm just getting warmed up.
Okay, you're going to stop DMing? Good. Oh, you sent in a short one, even for a Koth. Okay. So, things that we could get into here. I mean, we could definitely talk about self-destruct timing. We did talk a little bit about self-destruct timing. There wasn't a ton of self-destruct to talk about. There was the self-destruct here. There was the self-destruct on the first point that you were, like, running from the Junkrat tire when you went and self-destructed. A little bit weird. We could definitely talk more about, hey, reacting to deal with the off angles, being ready for the Sombra to be on you, turning to address the Sombra that is off angling, pushing your team more. We could definitely talk about DM and how it doesn't work on beams. DM does not work on beams, and you really have to be intentional about how you're using your DM there. Like, those are all things that we could talk about. Like, I'm probably going to focus in speaking of self-destructs. I probably am going to focus in on, I like that you started to take the off angle here. Like, I do like that you took this off angle. I do like that if we go over here, you had some thoughts about off angles. Like, you went over here when your team was on point, and that's good. Usually you would actually let Hog handle over here because he can do more with pit plays from here, hooks dropping people in than you, so you'd let him be the one to have this while you'd take this, generally speaking, but that's okay. What's going to help you the most of what we saw here? It's probably going to be you're going in here with the angles, but respecting what you do with the angles. Like, you have to sort of accept that if you're playing double off tank, your hog presses here, you press here type thing. Okay, great. If they start pushing you, you back up and your hog goes deeper. If they start pushing your hog, you go deeper as your hog backs up type thing. Like, there's a bit to be had there. That's really too complicated. This isn't the best match for this. We talked about this corner. Yeah. I really want you to think about D.Va as a problem solver, as a solution maker. I really want you to focus on thinking of D.Va as, I'm going to address the off angle. I'm going to solve this problem. You take off angles, and I can see you're beginning to do that, and that's good. But part of why you take off angles isn't so much because you're so powerful from them. We've talked about D.Va. You know, D.Va doesn't do a ton of damage even when she's standing in the right spots before she goes in to try to assassinate people. She takes those positions more because she solves a lot of problems. If she's in a good off-angle position, an enemy isn't in it. If she's in a good off-angle position, she can DM well. If she's in a good off-angle position, she can boost her to react to a lot of different threats. She can boost her to knock someone in, to knock someone out, etc. And she can deal with sombras that show up. She can deal with things like that. Oh, there's a soldier over here. Easy for me to go address. So, like, I want you to, yes, continue playing this off angle that you're starting to do and do more of it. Like, do that more stronger. There's more room to do it. But I also want you to realize why you're doing these things. And it's so that you can more defensively challenge and shut down some of these threats. This Sombra was kind of your job. It's not like, oh, you have to, delete this Sombra every single time. You're not going to delete her, but you wanted to be affirmatively dealing with this Sombra more than you were. Like, Sombra shows up, and if you boost her at her to make her leave, to make her either throw her translocator or activate her translocator, that's perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. You're like, hey, I'm not actually going to eliminate you, but I'm going to boost her at you to make you leave. You're going to get rid of her off angle every time. You're going to stop her from charging up ult, and that is good. You really got this first match not because of your off-angle play, but because of your hit scans off-angle play, your Soldier and your McCree. Again, you did some work there, but like they were the ones who went, oh, we're here. We've taken our off angles. We're going to go solve this. It's easier for them to take these off angles because you have, but you're here so that you can address a Sombra here, so that you can address a Sombra here, so that you can slow down this team coming in, make their job hard, etc., and then still retreat and be safe, get out with your mech. You're up here so that you can put pressure on them, and yes, if you see something to dive in on, assassinate, remove from the game, that's great. But you're just as ready to go, oh, I'm protecting my McCree, or oh, they're coming through with a soldier up here, let me step over here and DM over it, etc. Like, I want you to be solving more in a I want you to be thinking a bit more in a I'm solving problems for my team standpoint as D.Va. If you want to, like, offensively take over a game, you do that more with Zarya. If you're defensively trying to be a wet blanket to not let the team have any fun, you play Zarya. Or you play D.Va. Do both of them fill both roles? Absolutely. Zarya gives teams a lot of outs with her bubble, and D.Va can absolutely go remove people, can dive them with micro missiles after they've made a mistake and finish them off, and that's a good thing to do. But I think you're looking a little too much for, hey, I'm focusing on this, and you're not thinking quite enough about how am I going to make sure that my team isn't having this threat. This threat is removed as quickly as possible. She gets less EMPs. There's not a visor from this side. The Junkrat tire, I'm dealing with it because I was actually close to where the Junkrat wanted to come in from in the first place. It's easy for me to dive down his tire. So I think of D.Va more in a I'm looking to solve problems, like the opponent's having an off-angle standpoint. That's the first thing I want you to do. I know that's a little nebulous, so if you have questions, please let me know. I hope I've simplified that a bit for you. But we're going to think of her as the problem solver. I do want you to upgrade these self-destructs. These self-destructs need to be as your team is threatening the other team. It can be as the other team is running in. It can be as your team is running into the other team and you throw it behind them. That can be perfectly fine. It can be, hey, the other team is coming in here. But I do want these self-destructs to be timed more in line with aggression. More in line with, okay, we're going to go do this. And I know you play some Reinhardt, for example. We've seen that. So, like, the same times that you can see this Reinhardt is committing for real, or the same times that you would commit for real on a Reinhardt, that's going to start with that as the timing for when you're looking to throw a self-destruct. And I really care a lot more about the timing of your self-destruct than I do about the positioning of it. Like, yes, the positioning, of course, matters, but I care a lot more about that. So that's the second thing I'd get to. And then we just sort of continue this off-angling thing. I didn't like this boop that you just did in here, but you then went and explained it, and I can live with it. We have more continuing to off-angle here. I think continuing to keep a focus on this, continuing to level this up is still going to be more important to you than your DM management at this point. So I hope these make sense. If they don't, definitely stop me. Definitely throw something up in chat here, because that first one can be a little bit of a confusing concept. If other people have questions, throw them up as well. If you guys are enjoying the content, please do like and subscribe, as that helps out quite a bit. Or if you are looking to get coaching yourself, you can join my Discord in the description below, see what rates look like, see what sort of promos we have going on, all that stuff. Okay, let's catch up here. I was worried about Moira getting eliminated. Oh, if you left the point? Yeah, I get it. That entire play was to block damage from Moira and Ana. Yeah, I get it. You were sort of stuck on point. So here's the thing, though. Like, if we go back there, that's not how you block damage for them. So I get it. We can rewind a bit further and actually get the spot, I bet. A little bit further. You had a mech when this happened. No, we're just not going to find the right spot, are we?
Game on.
This will heal you.
My ultimate's ready.
Routing power to forward shield.
Like, I hear you, but the reason that the Moira and the Ana are thinking about staying here and thinking about staying on point is because they're in this situation where they're afraid the point is going to flip. And they're like, oh, we need to heal you, etc. If you step over here, you still contest the point, but you reduce incoming damage a little bit. You can step off the point and then step back on the point. And as these guys loop around to get more damage on you, these guys can reopen the angle, and your soldier is just mowing them down the whole time. So, like, hey, that's pretty good. You reduce the damage. If they try to run past you to just hurt your Ana and your Moira, well, if it wasn't Zarya Reaper, and even if it's Reaper, you can DM out from here and still protect. Like, you can be like, hey, you're standing in the air, and you are DMing across, and that's still protecting them. The Reaper shots are not going through the DM like that. You have that option, but really also, if they try to walk forward, you now do damage to them. It's a corner. It's the same corner manipulation that we've talked about before. So you actually do protect them, and if they walk forward, they get worried about you boostering out and potentially threatening to boop them off. They're not likely to do that. They're much more likely to turn and try to deal with you, but that lets your Ana more easily hit a nade, your soldier continue to farm them in the back, etc. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No worry, you can DM beams into gold. I do it all the time. Yeah, right. That's why part of why we did not make DM hit the focus for Sheldon here. Mm-hmm. Overall, would you say my diva is better or my Rhine? Tough question, but I know you like tough questions. Uh, Probably your Rhine. I wouldn't consider your Rhine wildly better, but probably your Rhine. I'd also like if you picked between the two in this situation, I would have picked the Rhine because I just do not want to play Hog Diva. Like I do not want to do this at double off tank stuff, especially when neither of the off tanks is Sigma who can hold his angles a little better. So yeah. I think he was trying to use DM to main tank when it would have been a better idea to off angle and off tank. Exactly. That's exactly what we just described to you, how you off angle and off tank. Sheldon still plays better than most Silver Divas. How are you still Silver? Yeah, I agree. Sheldon's Diva did look better than many Silver Divas here. We need another sample. Sounds good. I'm having a blast on Diva, to be honest. Fantastic. Fantastic. And I don't think I would have considered your Ryan wildly better than your Diva or anything. They're close. Like, if you want to play more Diva, absolutely play more Diva. Ha! Mm-hmm. To be fair, I was in gold playing Diva. It was when I swapped to Ryan that my SR dropped. Okay, okay. That's fair. Sure, sure. Uh-huh. uh, Trying to catch up on chat here. Okay, Sinoxa says, hello, popping in for the first time today. How are you doing? I'm doing well, Sinoxa. Hope you're doing well. We just wrapped up a Silver Diva review here. If you have any questions or the like, Overwatch related, and you want to pick my brain, go ahead and throw those up there. I'm not seeing anything else in chat that I think I'm going to cover here. Oh, is playing May on Junkertown Route 66 bad? No. No, there's valid uses for her. There's absolutely valid uses for her on those maps. On Junkertown, for example, you can go defensively, you can hold with a Mei, you can maximize the number of fights you get with a Brawl comp and absolutely use a Mei. You can even do some point contest type stuff from the room to the right of spawn, that building to the right of spawn from attacker's perspective as the defending team with a Mei. There's reasons to play her there. And you can do similar stuff with Red 66 with that cave if you're holding with a Brawl team. Now, she's mostly going to be played with Brawl teams because that's where she shines, but yeah, Brawl v Brawl is really where she shines. Okay. Random wholesome comment from Whisper is thanks for doing these coaching sessions all the time. You look like you have fun doing them. Thank you. Thank you. Most of the time I do. Any more VODs today? Yeah, I'll do at least one more VOD today. I'll probably do it right after this one. Temporal scanned 2 pages of chat and was like, this is all garbage. Yeah. How do you submit a replay? So, Snoxa, if you want to get reviewed, you can join my Discord in the description below, and in there's going to be two options. I do this as a paid service, so you can join the Discord, and then you can see how to pay either through PayPal or Cash App, and I'll, of course, do coaching. I'll do reviews. We can either do a review like this on stream, or we can do a screen share Discord that will then later upload so that you can re-review it and the like if you like, but we'd have some back and forth. We can absolutely do either of those. They are priced differently. Or you can go, hey, I don't want to spend money, at which point I'm going to go, cool, you don't want to spend money? I don't want to do work. Seems like a fair exchange. But you can still throw it in the freebie hopeful section, and I may pick it up. I don't pick up very many of those anymore, to be perfectly honest, because I get a fair number of paid requests. Like, I get enough paid requests, and me doing a freebie is like a free sample type thing. It doesn't really make sense to continue to, do a lot of those, etc. It makes sense to instead do different types of videos covering different things. So that's sort of up to you, but you're absolutely welcome to hop in there. Or if you just want to see, hey, when we go live so that you can see when other people that play your hero get reviewed, you can absolutely do that as well. Again, in the Discord, you can react to become a watcher, get pings when we go live, and you'll be able to see, oh, we're doing a Silver Diva review. I care about that hero at that level. Oh, we're doing a Masters McCree review. I'm a Diamond McCree. I want to go ahead and see that, etc. Like, you can do any of those things. Thank you, Vlad. Thank you. Okay. Working on it, Game Buster. Working on it, Game Buster. I hope you will do more Blizzard Forum reviews. They're good for a laugh. We'll see. We'll see. Okay, good to know. Good to know. We'll see what we can do. Okay, that's gonna do it for this one. I do plan on heading into another review. I'm going to head into another review here. Again, if you guys are enjoying that content, please do like and subscribe. If you want to see the other review as soon as it goes live, best way to do that is be in the Discord, become a watcher, and then you'll get the ping. And then you're not at the mercy of YouTube deciding to show you when the review went live. You will be able to click right into that URL if you want to see it. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Thanks. Temporal out.